It's another RSL Random Fan Podcast episode, getting you caught up. We'll be getting you caught up with stuff that's been happening in the off season and what to look forward to in the next month as RSL heads into camp very, very soon. So I'm your host, Brandt Goebel. I'm joined by Tyler and Brennan. We're on video. We're all over the place today, but let's get into some of the big news. First of all, we want to invite you to attend the very first RSL match against Vancouver. They will be in Vancouver. We will be at the break in Murray, which is 4760 South, 9th East. Inviting all RSL fans to come and join us as we kick off the 2026 RSL MLS season, watching them defeat Vancouver. Right?
The runner-ups. Can we even do it?
We can do
Can
it.
we break the Whitecaps at the break?
Yeah.
Sorry, too cheesy.
So-
Too cheesy.
Yeah. So we want.
I hear they have really good burgers, though.
Yeah, we went and checked it out. I had a great burger. The avocado burger. The bacon avocado
You
burger.
went and checked it out without me?
Yeah, I took my wife. It was kind of a date.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
We can go again, though. I had the avocado burger minus the avocado and the onion.
What?
I'm not an avocado fan.
So is there even an avocado burger, or are you just...
No, there was. But I thought it was cheaper than getting like the regular burger and adding bacon. So I just got an avocado burger and say, take off the avocado.
At least you didn't have the avocado toast. That's not really our scene, right? We're too old to have the avocado toast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm
just
just
don't
not an
have
avocado
Oh, hey.
fan.
That kind of ties into our topic, because one thing that we were really needing was a strong midfield. And hey, might as well sell one of your best midfielders. That's
Yeah, let's
Right.
talk about that.
good way to
RSL.
save money,
RSL had some very, very surprising news pop up on last Friday, when Real Salt Lake acquired $1.8 million in 2026-27 general allocation money, GAM, and potential incentives for Orlando City SC in exchange for 25-year-old Paraguayan midfielder Brian Ojeda. The RSL is guaranteed to receive $650,000 in GAM this year, another $650,000 in 27, along with a potential $475,000 if certain performance-based incentives are met. And they get a little bit of a percentage of the future transfer or trade involving Brian Ojeda. Thoughts on this? Were you surprised?
I think he's our most consistent midfielder. To me, he's our best defensive midfielder. I like Anelli. I think he's great, but I think Ojeda just had something else. You know what I mean? He had an engine for days. And the guy contributed in so many different ways. I don't know why you would sell that guy, right? Especially for that price. Didn't we pay 2 for him coming in or something like that?
I think I saw we paid 4.
Right. So why would we sell him for half price? What is this, the Chicho sweepstakes? Come on. What? I think it just goes back to this, like, what's the master plan here? Are we going to Anelli, who we benched at the end of the year, who we said lost his spot for Caliscan, and then Ojeda got shuffled around when Ruiz was doing well? Like, what are we doing? To me, it's just it's questionable at best. But at worst, it's just saying, hey, somebody came for a player, we sold him. It doesn't seem to be part of the master plan, and that's what bothers me.
Yeah, that is the question. There's lots of questions with this club. Anytime that your team isn't playing like you want them to, winning every game, there's going to be questions. One of the questions we talked about all last year was, what is the style of play? What are they doing? And the same can be said in this offseason about the front office. The question is, what is going on? I mean, nobody reached out to us and asked us if it was a good idea to trade, to sell on
No,
and trade
they didn't
Brian
run it by
Ojeda.
us at all.
No, I'm really disappointed.
Good reason,
I thought we were closer than that. I thought we were tight, but no, We aren't. But I think that I would agree that Brian Ojeda was the best midfielder on the club.
Ooh.
Yeah. What do you think, Brennan?
I fully agree. I think he's fantastic. I think he brought the best quality for the longest period of time. Possession, passing. Towards the end of that season, he was starting to score. I mean, he deserved every minute of his Paraguay international spot. I think it's one of those things where it's like, if you're taking somebody away that quality, what's the quality being replaced with? Because you cannot say that, okay, we got Ruiz. Ruiz is going to take his spot. We got Caliscan. Like, he was probably the farthest away from my mind of selling on the entire team besides Cabral. It was the farthest one from my mind.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was Cabral last, and then second to last, Ojeda, third Tyler Wolf. But
Yeah.
just because no one is buying it at this point. That's why. Just supply demand kind of a thing.
Yeah, I was stunned. One of the things that was not a move I was expecting. I think almost everybody is on the list for no one's safe, I would say. But I thought the two people that were safe would agree totally were Ojeda and Cabral. After that, somebody makes an offer, then sure, you talk about it. But I really, yeah, he was the best player in the midfield all season long. Picked up some goals. He had a spurt where he picked up a couple of goals and, 3 goals in a couple of games. But the way he was all over the place, he was there when Caliscan was there. He was there when Anelli was there. He was the most consistent player in that midfield. And to move him on to Orlando, question could be maybe there is some interesting tension in the locker room, perhaps.
I,
Do you
I don't
think,
know what else it could be, right? Like, is
did
there
he want this? Is that what you guys are insinuating, that he wants this?
he didn't ask to be transferred. He wasn't, I looked all over social media. I couldn't find anything near that. Um,
Hmm.
and then his goodbye speech he posted didn't say anything like I asked for this or anything, or like it was just like, hey, to my fans. I mean, it's in Spanish, so but basically he said, hey, so Real Salt Lake, we'll see you later. I miss you guys. I think you're great, whatever kind of thing, like everybody says when they're yeah, rough. He definitely didn't say this is a better move for my family or, anything like that. So
Yeah. And then with the earlier news, I think we talked about it a little bit, but Brian Vera, he was moved on December 10th, a couple weeks earlier, and RSL acquired 1.55 million in 26-27. His is broke down 700 this year, 500 next year, with 350 in performance-based incentives, along with a sell-on percentage for future transfers and trades involving Vera as well. But really, the most important thing is that now we're totally out of Brian's. What are we going to do?
I know we're down to zero Bryans after having three for so long, then to two for a couple years, and now zero Bryans.
Yeah, I don't know it's not the same. It's just not the same without him around. But what were your thoughts on that? Were you surprised with Vera? I think Vera wanted out, to be honest.
Yeah, I think once we I wasn't sure he totally understood the contract rules of RSL having the rights to up him one more year. But I think once we did that, then he was like, okay, now I want out. Like that's where I draw that line or whatever, you know. So I think he kind of wanted out, and just like all defenders that we kind of like and kind of think that maybe it's time for him to move on, he went to Montreal.
Yeah. So two big moves, so to speak. I don't know if we got our money's worth. Time will tell if, but it seems like we could have got a little bit more, maybe We didn't drive hard enough bargain, but who knows? We're not in those
Wait,
rooms.
you didn't talk about how Vera was ticked at. I think here's what happened. Here's my speculation. After the Portland game, Vera was like, "Look, it's me or this moron that doesn't know how to block doesn't know how to get out of the way of a wall. It's him or me." And they were like, "Well, you've been here a while. Good luck. We're keeping the kid, even though he tackles
Talking
people in the
about
wall when you're
Cruz?
shooting." Sorry.
You talking about
Right?
Cruz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I think
we are finalizing a deal, according to Tom Bogert out on the Twitterverse, to bring back Senior Zach Booth. Zach Booth is the younger brother of Taylor Booth, who is also known as the Mormon Messi, who was tearing it up in the league and got what league was it? Dutch league something.
What?
No, Dutch. I can't remember. He's some overseas non-significant European league team. Taylor was doing great. He got injured. He's been out a bit. Zach went overseas as well. He was part of the RSL Academy, and there it says that he was in RSL's Academy before heading to Leicester City's Academy, and then yeah, sounds like he's back. So
yeah, and he
could
struggled
be.
with injuries. It's not a signing that fills me with it's like okay, have fun on the Monarchs. I mean,
Yeah, definitely that kind of a signing. But you know what? He's a local kid, so maybe,
No,
you
no,
know,
no, no,
bring
no,
back the
no.
local kid.
None of this hopeful bull crap
It's
because he's
right.
local, man.
Sign him.
Goodness. Get it out of here right now. I don't want any more stupid homegrown love. And he's going to be special. Done with it. I'm
But
done.
Brennan, we
No,
have the most homegrowns.
it's incredible. It's incredible. We
Did
got
you
the
know
most
that?
home runs. Most home
Yeah, I
runs.
think I
And
think we're at 34,
how well are
something
we
like that.
doing right now?
Yeah, contribution wise.
We're going a little too far this way. We need to go a little bit more back this way. Kind of meet in the middle. You know what I mean? Let's meet in the
Oh yeah,
middle and
yeah.
let's actually spend the money that we have, huh?
More Aaron Herrera and less Owen Anderson.
But we got to be a little frustrated as a fan, right? Like to have these key players out and there's no immediate replacement. You know what I mean? Like hopeful people are going to be like, all right, cool. There must be something in the works. There must be this big midfielder or big center back that's going to come in. We're going to barely get him under the DP line and just high quality. But I'm not really feeling that way. And I think that's because I'm starting to get a little more emotional with Real Salt Lake. I'm getting less logical and I'm getting more like emotionally involved in it. And it's letting me down hardcore, you know? Like I'm not a huge fan of this direction. If they don't have anybody substantial coming in, it's honestly a little confusing to see like any sort of hope for next season. Do you agree with that? Like, do you guys have hope that we're gonna put up more more goals than last season if we get nobody else?
no. So I agree with you. I'll jump in here.
Dramatic
The,
pause.
oh,
No.
I'm waiting
No.
for say Tyler to take the bait, but I will take the bait. I am very concerned with where we're at on the roster, right? We've had people leave, we've had coaches leave. We're still waiting for the announcement of the new coaches that was mentioned and Kurt mentioned a couple weeks ago after the draft that signings were imminent, announcements were imminent for coaching, and I saw a rumor that they've been talking to Dom Kinnear to come in and help. He's a veteran MLS coach that spent the last few years, I think, in Cincinnati, helping them.
Yeah, he was on Houston's.
Yeah,
He was
he was the head
Houston's
coach
head
of
coach for
Houston
a
a
long
couple of
time.
times, I think.
Yeah.
but he's been an assistant helping out in Cincinnati. Maybe bring him in to help Pablo, which doesn't fill me with any kind of excitement. It's not the direction I would go, but when I have $1 billion, I can do what I want. When it comes to owning a soccer
Yeah,
club too.
just get
But
a coach in waiting. That's all I hope they do. Just get some other guy that's an up and comer as an assistant coach, put him on the bench basically, and some other club legend, you know.
yeah, well, yeah, I'm surprised that, and I'm kind of happy that
Uh,
Beckerman hasn't been announced yet if he is coming back. But he took off some. He left UVU to go spend some time with his family, probably where he needs to. But back to Brennan's question, yeah, I am not filled with a lot of hope at the moment. Right. The transfer window doesn't open. It looks like I've seen January 23rd the transfer window opens. And that usually runs through sometime in April. The big winter, the main transfer window for Major League Soccer. So there could be some signings. Well, there have to be, I think. But if this is the thought process that we have our group up top that we want and we're comfortable with, Cruz, Gozo, Luna, Diogo, Olatunji, then yeah, I don't know how an RSL fan can say these guys are going to lead us to the promised land. We're instead of having 36, 37 goals, we're going to have 40, right?
dude, why did we not go out and get a guy like Luca De La Torre? Luca De La Torre, he can come in. He has that calming, smooth touch, that wizard of a pass play, right? He's gonna be better than Diogo, right? And they
And he was
signed
in
Yeah,
him.
but he's not homegrown. You
he's
know
in
what I
San
mean? He's
Diego,
not
right?
from
Right.
Utah.
He
He's not
didn't
from
grow up in
Utah. Doesn't
Utah.
count.
He's from
Doesn't
San
count.
Diego. But
He's got to
they
be at least southern Utah at most. You know what I
right,
mean?
right, right, right. Close. Arizona border, right? I
I
mean,
mean, it's almost Vegas. Who knows?
but he switched over to Charlotte for 50 grand in GAM, and then they had to pick up his contract. So,
What was
right.
his contract? Did you notice?
No, I didn't see that, but it only took 50 grand in GAM to get him to Charlotte. And
Hey,
he's
sorry, I have a
that,
stupid question. Can I ask a stupid question?
yeah.
That guy we picked up in the reentry draft, did
Oh,
he
yeah.
stay
He
with
never
us or?
signed.
Nothing. Engel?
No,
Yeah, Angle.
Engel.
Nothing has been announced. Nothing was said. They had 7 days to, you know, negotiate, but nothing has been said. Haven't heard anything. I wonder if he was initial thought because as soon as they announced that they had picked him up in the reentry draft, all of a sudden, boom, um, our Junka signed. They announced that Junka had signed. So I wonder if he was kind of a uh,
Backup plan.
a flyer and also maybe a little bit of a negotiating tactic. They're looking for to get Junka back. Say, hey, you know what? We're gonna go and spend 800 grand on Engel, who was at $880,000. But rumor was he wanted to get back to England and Middlesbrough. So
Mhm.
nothing. We haven't heard any rumors or rumblings about that. Maybe they're out there. We just haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Well, and then Canadian international Jacob Schaffelberg, he switched over to LAFC. That's all they need is more attacking prowess
Yeah, I saw
from the
that, and
Canadian
the
international.
first person I thought of was you, Tyler, because I know you were a Shuffleberg
Thanks. I am. I'm a fan of
stan.
his. He's a big kid. And he was so fast, man. I remember his first game against us when he played for Toronto, and I was like, that kid's good. And that was one of our, I don't know, fifth or seventh episode or something. And I was just like, man, this Schaffelberg kid, he's something. And then he's had a pretty decent career, really good for Canada as well. Plays with a lot of passion and goes at players. Very exciting to watch.
So before we wander off
But
too far away from Brennan's question, what about you, Tyler? And what about you, Brennan? You asked the question, but what is the answer? What are your thoughts on RSL and what are they doing?
Um, I feel like we're gonna have a similar start like we did the previous season, where we went to Australia and decided to invest in quantity over quality. And I feel that that's probably going to happen again. We're going to talk about how great Gozo has been for us and all the potential and all the upside of selling him down the road and all that. And I feel that since we're not getting all this GAM up front, we're going to spend, I don't know, spend most of our GAM on maybe 3 or 4 players in multiple positions. That's what I see going forward in my head. And I'm really, really excited about it if you can't tell.
What about
Yeah,
you,
it
Tyler?
makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, like, how do players see Real Salt Lake? How do they see us, right? They look at Real and go, okay, here's how it would fit in there. How would they play with me there? Like I was mentioning a few players that have moved recently, and some of them are maybe a little out of our price range for what they're demanding and the results they've given. But man, I'm, you know, watching that and seeing like maybe Schaffelberg or somebody like that doesn't know how you'd fit in here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a couple guys in the league that are just monsters when it comes to that defensive midfielder position. Like the kid out of Cincinnati's just a beast, man. He covers so much ground. Forgot the guy's name. But then a couple other people in the league are just they eat them up and spit them out at central midfield. And outside of that, because Ojeda wasn't necessarily that, but he was really close to it. Like I would say top five in the league, maybe 10 if you're given a lot of weight to goals and stuff. But he even had 7 goals and 7 assists throughout his career at RSL. So it's not like he wasn't contributing at all. And he did really well against the Mexican teams when we played them, right? He scored like 3 goals in a row. So yeah, it makes me wonder, like, okay, so what's the plan out of that, right? Are we going to go with the trio again? We're just bringing everybody back and hoping, like it seems a little uh, uh not planned out, right? A little haphazard, a little bit of, oh yeah, we need a left back now. So and so doesn't want to be here or whatever. And it just seems like we're shooting from the hip a little bit instead of here's the master plan and let's roll and
Well,
huge hole per se because we know what we're getting out of the guys behind him. But we're not necessarily like I think with Vera leaving, that leaves a bigger hole, honestly, at center back.
I think that might be true. I don't know. I think Caliscan, for all his effort, is a step down from Anelli and 2 steps down from Ojeda. And maybe, obviously, we're not in the back rooms, um, figuring all this stuff out. And who knows? Perhaps they have a plan. Maybe it's a little more long distance
Who is in
plan.
the
Where
back rooms, Brent?
what's that?
Who is in the back rooms?
They got rid of him. They got rid of him.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
did. They get rid of a
Whew.
bunch of folks. So,
Yeah, I
but
think
maybe there
exactly
is a plan.
what
Maybe
it
it's a
was.
wider picture. Maybe they're looking at this year as this 2026 is an experimental year, trying to figure stuff out, knowing that they're see what happens and maybe have a massive rebuild in 27 because you've got all that time between the end of 2026 and you'll have the short 17 or so game season before we kick off the beautiful prescient new season in August for 27-28 when we move to the international calendar because we want to make all the Euro snobs happy. But yeah, so maybe there is a plan. Fans have been accused of being a little bit knee jerk and not being patient. That's what we do. But I don't know that there is. They're not. They're definitely not reaching out to the fans and saying, "Hey, this is the plan. This is what we're trying to do." Not. I don't know that any club does that. But for what we went through last season with Pablo and what what's going on with players leaving, coaches getting fired in the offseason this year, I can see where people would be really perplexed with what is going on with this club.
Yeah, yeah, raises way more questions than it gives answers. Other teams that buy it, they're like, oh, hey, we're LAFC. We're going to grab Schaffelberg. We're LA Galaxy. We need a defender. We're going to grab Hack from NYCFC.
Oh man,
Like
he would
that
have
makes
been a
sense.
great
Fill
pickup for
that hole.
RSL.
Oh, he's such a big, strong, massive defender, you know?
Yeah, I think if we'll see what happens, right?
Maybe they just
The
made him feel welcome. I don't know what it is.
maybe it's the beach. Maybe maybe the
Maybe they
West
have better
Coast
weather than we
beach is a
do.
little bit better. Well, not anymore. I mean, it's nice and balmy here now. I mean, it's middle of December, and but you've got the Great Salt Lake Beach. I mean,
That's
good
incredible.
beach.
It's good stuff. It's great
Go
stuff.
out to Antelope Island. I mean, have you been out to Antelope Island? We went out there a couple weeks ago. It's really nice, but I don't know if it compares to the beaches on the
I'm
West
pretty
Coast.
sure it
So
does not.
there are
Yeah.
drawbacks to trying to attract players to a franchise like Real Salt Lake, but also you can, if you do it right, you can attract quality players where this is a place they exactly want to be. I think of Javier Morales, who is in Miami now, and Sabarillo. You know, this was a perfect fit for him. And Kyle Beckerman, some of these other players, man, RSL, Real Salt Lake is a great fit for a lot of players. It may not be, Lionel Messi may not. I don't know if you guys know this. Lionel Messi is coming to play at Real Salt Lake, April 22nd. Breaking news. Breaking news. I don't know if you saw that. If you've been, so, but maybe, Lionel Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, they're not going to come to Salt Lake to live and play for the club, but there are plenty of players out there. May just take a little bit of elbow grease, shoe leather to get out there and attract them to Real Salt Lake. But at the same time, it's a lot different if it's pretty apparent what the plan is, right? This is where
Yeah.
you fit in. This is
And
what
I
we
and,
need.
and I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on that, Brandt. And that's why this one hurts, is because I think Ojeda was that guy that a lot of people could relate to. He was tireless on the field. He worked his tail off. He covered ground. He stuck in tackles. He did everything he could at every part of the game, giving it his all. And I think that most Real Salt Lake fans love that aspect of him, you know?
Yeah, I
So
love the way Brian
I think
played.
that's why it's a letdown.
Yeah, he wasn't an enforcer in the midfield, but he definitely had a presence, and he did stick in some tackles, and he was there, but he wasn't, one of these, wasn't Kyle Beckerman getting in anybody's face, and but he was all over the place, up and down the pitch, and I kind of think he's a bigger loss than Brian Vera, but at the same time, I think the hole is maybe a little bit more at center back because I thought last year, and I'll stick to that. I think RSL needs to sign a savvy veteran center back with some presence, or a player like Hawk who would have been a great fit here. I think there's definitely room across the pitch for players that RSL could bring in and improve. We'll see. Right back with Yedlin is probably sewn up, and unless his playing abilities later in his career kind of take a nosedive as they tend to do. The older players get in the league, especially players that rely on speed. Once they lose their speed and they don't have anything else. Not saying that Yedlin is that player, but you see it all the time. Once they lose that edge, they don't know how to create another edge or continue to be demand playing time on the field. We'll see how that goes. He's probably a ways away from that. So we'll see how that goes. But I do think that center back, if our center backs are Junka, Glad, as much as I like Philip Quinton, but those aren't, are those the three center backs? And you got Kobe Henry, they're high on.
No, yeah, you have Kobe Henry. You also have Cabral because Cabral is going to be the other center back. But I will have to say, I don't think the center back is the issue. I think our number 10 is going to be our issue nearly for every game going forward. We don't have a number 10. We have a pretend number 10, and then we have nobody behind him. And if we play out the back, we're going to play exactly like we did this year, where we move up the sides, give it the ball to Gozo to try to move it up and be isolated and whatnot. And it's going to be an identity crisis once again, where there is no identity.
And easy to defend. That's
Yes.
part of what drives me nuts is that we're so easy to defend. Double team Luna, make him pass it. Can anybody else do anything? Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You wonder what Pablo's got up his sleeve now that he's got the extension and he's got his job. Like, what is he going to be unleashing this season? You know, do you have any guesses on what he's going to unleash?
It's tough because I mean we kind of saw with the switch in assistant coaches, what was that, 2 years ago, right? We saw a shift of Pablo becoming more of a manager style coach, right?
Mhm.
And less hands-on. But then he was still down on the field coaching during practice when they were doing uh, more of the field and game management type stuff. But then the assistant coaches would run the individual drills and stuff like that. So um, I, it's hard to say. It's hard to say how that's going to go now. Um, really tough. I don't know. And that's I think the worst part. You know what I mean? If we're like, hey, we're gonna have this identity, we're gonna be rough and tough, we're gonna go for we're gonna be a lockdown and see like Minnesota, right? Like you can get behind that if you know that's what you're getting, when you go there. We're gonna be rough and tumble. We're gonna win everything in the air. We're gonna run everybody up the field and do breakaways as best we can, and then we're gonna try to score on set pieces and corners, right? Like if that's the kind of team we want to be, then great, let's do it. Plow in there and let's go for it. And then your fan base can get behind that. But this and saying, I don't know why they can't score. We're putting them in good position to do it, but they can't do it, you know?
We'll just try harder. We'll do the same thing. We'll just try harder next time. Yeah, I agree with you. There needs to be a plan, needs to be articulated. Even if it's boring soccer, I'm not a huge fan of the way Minnesota plays. And it's really interesting. Did you see they lost their MLS goalkeeper of the year? St. Clair left, and he
Yep, St. Clair
now will
going
be in
to
between the pipes in
Miami.
back of Lionel Messi, moving on to Miami.
Wow. He's a
So
good goalie, man.
yeah,
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's annoying.
yes,
He's not on your team.
that's the word I was going to say. He's annoying. He's a nuisance. So yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think we're all on the same page. It's just a waiting game now to see what RSL is going to roll out, who this club is going to be. The first game is February 21st. We announced that in Vancouver, and you'll be there watching the game with us at the break. Where at? In Murray? Remember the address? 4760 South, 9th East.
Yep.
Excellent work, gentlemen. So we've got some time, well, a month and a half. Things obviously probably will change a little bit when it comes to the roster we'll see how serious they are if they're looking in the transfer window. Teams say they're always looking to improve. Oh, excuse me. And I'm sure like they have players that are on their wish list on a board and say, hey, you know what? When's he going to pop up? When's he going to pop up? So we shall see. But I don't know that could probably ask a question. It's like if there are any RSL fans out there that are just totally stoked, 100% comfortable, and think everything is right where it needs to be. I think if we ask that question, the answer would be rather low at the moment. But some of the things for Real Salt Lake, we can talk about what's coming up in the timeline. This Wednesday, the 7th, MLS Media Marketing Tour in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Luna will be there in company, it says, and so be there for a couple of days. Looks like, kicking off the season, the MLS Media Day. Then this Friday, the 9th of January, the preseason report date in Harriman, January 9th to the 11th for the players coming in for medical and fitness testing. And then the 17th, they depart for Portugal. They're going to play in the Atlantic Cup tournament. They're going to play against, on the 22nd, they're going to play against Randers FC. The 26th, they're playing Brøndby, which is one of the Blitzer group clubs. The 31st, in Portugal, they'll be playing FC Dallas. And then they return home Sunday, February 1st. And then immediately head out to California on the 5th for the Coachella tourney. And they play Orange County in the USL on the 6th. And the 13th, they play the LA Galaxy per first preseason match in against Galaxy. And then, as we know, February 21st is the first game. So a lot could happen between now and the first kick for the 2026 season. So, anything else we want to talk about Real Salt Lake before we jump into some other stuff happening around the league?
Yeah,
No.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I don't have anything about RSL.
We did get the kids that are not signing for Real Salt Lake. So I'll run through that real quick. Basically, they're the National Signing Day kids. The kids that were in the academy are going to college, not going to sign for Real Salt Lake. So you got goalkeeper Will McKay heading over to University of Virginia. Chase Duke will join him there. Cameron Estrella signed with the University of Michigan and is joining Nick Robles over there. Real Monarchs goalkeeper Blake Kelly on the first round of the NCAA tournament. He was with Notre Dame, and he'll still be there. Jack Otley will join Duke in the ACC, and then right around this time we signed the four kids last year, which were Omar Marquez, Aiden Hazarkani, Owen Anderson, and Gio Villa. But we still haven't seen any academy signings for this year. So just academy watch. There you go. There's your update.
Academy Watch. All right. Oh, one thing we can talk about. Here, maybe I can, since we're on Zoom, let me do this.
They came up with the new MLS ball this year. It's red, white, and blue.
Oh, yeah. For America.
Yeah,
Ooh, I didn't see that.
yeah.
So let me
Yeah,
share
you can look
this.
that
I
one
don't know
up.
if you guys can see this, but thoughts on the leak with the new kit
Yeah,
that's going to be coming out
maximize that.
with Real Salt
Can
Lake.
you maximize that?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you make a decision here, my guy?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I don't know if I dare allow that.
How's that?
There we
There we
go.
go.
All right. This is on footyheadlines.com.
Looks pretty plain, right? I mean, I don't know.
No, it's bold. It challenges you. You look at it and you feel the claret, the cobalt, the way the cobalt is over the claret, and then the cobalt is under the claret. It speaks to me.
It does not. What does it speak?
It does. And then also the intermountain health. That goes deep with individuals who live in the intermountain area and they're healthy. And it's incredible.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know about that one,
You got to be able
but
to see it though. Yeah,
uh,
you kind of
uh,
have to really absorb it. You know.
yeah, hopefully there's some texture to it or something as well. Um, but yeah, it's kind of the hoops to me. It reminds me of FC Dallas's from a couple years ago. It was red and blue hoops like this.
Yeah, they've been
Uh,
hoops quite a bit.
yeah, I think that's
But
their
yeah,
nickname too. But it
yeah.
does look like it has the yellow sleeves and the yellow Adidas stripes and the yellow Intermountain, and so that adds a bit of personality and uniqueness to it. But
It's not bad. It's not great. I'm just not a hoops fan. All I see is FC Dallas, and it looks like, a roadmap for, RSL getting run over during the season. Right this way.
mm, it does look
So,
like it got run over by a dune buggy or something,
so we'll see how it goes. Like anything else, it might look better in person. So that's that. But
huh? Just like Brandt and Brennan look better in person. I look the same
yeah,
though.
absolutely. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I'm really glad that we're going that route for the jersey. Do you
And
know, Mike?
also, one other
Go
thing
ahead.
too about jerseys, RSL also gets the retro kit.
Bonus. Yeah, the bonus jersey.
We do?
Yeah, this year.
Yes, well, we'll
Ooh.
be
Yeah.
one of the clubs with the bonus journey, the retro throwback, whatever they're calling them, and that hasn't leaked, and we don't know anything about that. So maybe it's got to be better than this one, right?
My idea is they do a Great Salt Lake version, and it's like a map of the Great Salt Lake and how big it should be, and then it's like seated back, and so it's like white, like salt flats-ish white. They call it salt flats white. I'm just making this up as I go. But then
How much
the
arsenic is
lake's
in it?
like the outline of the lake is in there, and then you stick that IHC logo in the middle, and there you go.
Yeah, how much arsenic is going to be in that kit?
Oh, that's right. They have to go get the arsenic out of the lake and then put it in the
Yeah,
kit.
yeah,
That's how they.
recycling all the arsenic that's blowing off the lake into the kit. Help the environment. Wear your arsenic. So,
Oh boy.
Oh, that's so good. So good.
Oh.
all right, some other news around the league and outside the league.
Well,
Oh,
for Nancy. Oh,
Wilfred
yeah.
Nancy left Columbus, went to Celtic in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lasted all of
Brandt's
36
having a
days.
hard time. Yeah, just like your voice lasted all of 36 minutes.
My sincere apologies. Yes, Wilfred Nancy, 36 days at Celtic, got canned. Would you take him? Should RSL go and get him? Would you take him as the head coach for Real Salt Lake right now?
At least it would be exciting. And I mean, I know people want exciting and I want exciting, and sometimes boring wins. Sometimes. That's the worst part is, kind of like Pablo said after the first LAFC 4-1 win. We're just going to roll it back and do the same thing because we don't think we did anything wrong. And then you get the exact same result, and then you're like, this sucks. So what's worse, changing things and having it suck, or staying the same and having it suck? Either way sucks.
Yeah, I would take Wilfred Nancy right away. I would say, hey, even if you got to eat his contract, you just gave him an extension. I would take Wilfred Nancy, or maybe you just make Pablo the assistant, make them co-head coaches. Pablo can rah rah, Wilfred can coach, and
Oh,
but
yeah,
yeah, I
Dynamic
think
duo.
I don't think
Yeah.
that would
he
work. But
may not
what do you
want to
think,
come
Jeff?
back to Major League Soccer, but he was successful here, and you have to, outside of the United States. I mean, there's not there. You do not have a lot of time. I think that's a given. 36 days is kind of short, but you know, coaches have that's not
Well,
even
and then
close to the
Kansas City
record.
signed a new head coach too. Yeah.
What was that?
Kansas City signed a new head coach. He's the first like official head coach since Peter Vermees. Some guy named Wiki what? Rafa Wiki.
Please do that again.
Yeah,
Do it again, please.
it's on his wiki page. You can look
Oh.
him up. You just push the button and it's me going Wiki what? Oh,
Oh boy.
So
so
would you
bad.
guys take Wilfred Nancy as a
No,
coach?
no,
Sure.
I'm one of those cynical kind of guys where I want Pablo to either succeed or fail. Like I don't want this easy out kind of crap. Like I want you to finish it. You know what I mean? Like I want this
Finish him.
either work or not
Yeah.
work and then get out. I don't want there to be any like, oh, what could have been. It's like, no, do it. You know?
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of fans were pissed that we made the ninth spot this year because it gave them like an excuse to say we made the playoffs, even though we backed in. And anyway, I'm still mad, but whatever.
Yeah, no, I think I'm kind of with Brennan. I want it to either work or not work. I'm really, you know, I don't know if tired's the best way to talk about it, but I agree with Brennan. Give him a chance. We'll see what happens this season. My hunch is that if things go the same way as they did last season, I can't imagine Pablo making it through the season
Yeah.
unless they find success, unless they get back to. Can't expect them to be where they were in 24 because they don't have a Chicho. They don't have a dynamic goal scorer up top that we know of just yet. Maybe they'll break out this year with whatever the plan is. So I'm more than willing to leave room for the possibility that we know what we're doing. I mean, it's happened before. So I'm more than willing to be optimistic, even though, you know,
The
what we're
signings
looking
haven't
at
given us
doesn't
great
feel like it
reason.
is.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and see what happens. But my hunch is if we don't bring any players in, if we just roll out the lineup we have now, oh, I think it could be ugly.
Yeah, I think we end up close to the bottom of the league if we lose two Bryans and only pick up an old academy kid. You know what I mean? Could get ugly.
One Zach doesn't make two Bryans, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. Even if
So,
he is a good singer.
yeah, Zach Bryan. So that's the updates for Real Salt Lake and around the league. Another coach got fired today. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see that, Brennan? Do you have any thoughts? Was it Amarin? Just kind of like, hey,
Oh, Man United.
Bro. So this one, this one has by far angered me the most. This is probably the most anger I've had towards Manchester United ever. I'm also like literally on the car ride home because I knew this was going to come up because I was like, I saw it this morning and I was like, there's no way this is a joke. Like on the car ride home from work, I was like, I think I'm gonna be done being a Man U fan. Like,
wow.
like I am really over it because it's not even like the team. Like the team is what I love, and now it's like everybody that has control over the team is making me hate being a team fan. Like, why would you? You saw the growth. You saw what he was bringing to the table. You saw that he was rigid in his beliefs. You saw that there could be a change. You could grow. And yet your egos got hit because of his interview questions. And you decide to sack him. And you're doing it the exact same way you've been doing it for the past like 13 years. And for the past 13 years, we have sucked as a team. It's like, what point do you like just like I don't know. I'm probably just gonna pick another team. Like I'm honestly really done with this whole Man
Well,
U thing.
it's crazy because it feels like the sport has passed Man United by now because
Mhm.
they've been bad for a while, right? They haven't been top
Well,
five, had Champions League play for.
But he brought them back. You know what I mean? Like we were what last year the same time we were 15th or something like that, and now we were what top 10. We were in sixth place or something. It was like you're seeing a responsible growth. Responsible, meaning it's not flimsy. It's not going to all of a sudden we're going to lose 4 in a row. It's we're growing. We're not winning immediately, but we are getting better. Like, just let it grow, man. Oh, it bugs me so much. Yeah. Premier League is too ruthless, and they want results right away, and they don't want to stick with anybody. They just want results, results, results. Doesn't matter how they get it. Yeah.
We
Yep.
see Arsenal has kind of taken that approach, and they finished second. They're in first place again, but they have been very, very steady, being patient with their head coach, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and Arteta he's made some hard decisions, which Man United did too. They got rid of Garnacho and some of the guys that were really exciting. But, you know, Arsenal, man, they're playing well. They brought in Madueke and he's really good, and Saka really good across the board. They were a little light at center back for the last couple games, but Gabriel's back, so man, they are very, very good.
Interesting EPL season this year. We'll see how it pans out. I saw Chelsea's coach left. They're without a coach, and rumors are he's going to be taking over at Manchester City at some point.
Hmm,
So that's the rumor I
interesting.
saw.
I
Pep
did
leaving.
buy the blue one, the blue Arsenal jersey. I got it for Christmas. The blue one that kind of looks like has lightning bolts on it with
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think Sam got that one.
the silver logo and stuff. Silver.
Their their
Right,
their
yeah. Yeah.
their other
That's
kit,
it.
their third kit with the white top and the red shorts.
Yeah, the cream one that's kind of the darker red.
Yeah, that's really nice too. My wife,
Yeah, that's the one I
my
got from
wife really
Moment.
noticed that on Saturday or Sunday when they were playing. She really liked that kit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, yeah, sorry to hear that, Brennan. Yeah, it's interesting that Manchester United they're like in fifth right now in the table. It looked like. I mean, they did draw leads, which can't be good, but there are higher expectations. I mean, it could be worse. It could be Tottenham, which is down like 14 or something. But
Or West Ham and be in the relegation zone.
holy cow, or Wolves.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, Wolves, Burnley, and West Ham. They're cemented down there in the bottom three. I don't know how. Yeah, the Wolves. I think they've already just give up. They did finally win a game, but man, they if they beat relegation, that would be something
That'd be a
else at this point.
miracle at this point. Yeah.
So we haven't talked about it a lot this year, but I think it's time for the Come On Crawley update.
Come on.
Come on, Crawley! They played Sunday at Cheltenham, where my daughter lives, and so we got them tickets. So I got to see them on the video, the game. Daughter and her husband and two grandkids that got to go to the game, and because they live in Cheltenham, and got them tickets there. And I had to apologize profusely because Crawley lost 3-0. Holy crap!
Yeah, I
I
always
got.
knew my sister was bad luck. So
Oh
you
man!
probably
Holy
stop,
cow!
man.
You cannot go to a game again. I told her, Kennedy, you are no longer allowed. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Cannot go to a Crawley game. So it was 0-0 at halftime, and Crawley was playing relatively well. But then they just gave up 3 goals and kind of quit. And we're not in last place. We're not in the relegation zone. We're in like 20th out of 24, which isn't good. 2 points off the drop. But things are not, talk about things not going your way. Things are not all hunky dory in Crawley land. Talking about these are the post game comments. So this should tell you is pretty stressful. The boss was critical of his players and suggested they have justified the club's need to heavily recruit in January. They've already signed 5 new players, having already signed 5 first team players. And the players are, this is Coach Lindsay. The players are just not doing enough. They're not doing enough. Some of the fans are saying it's not good enough. What? Don't you think I know that? I live this every day. You don't need to tell me it's not good enough. I know it's not good enough, and the players at the moment aren't doing enough for this badge, for this football club. So therefore, we have to do a lot of work in this transfer window because I'm not putting up with it. He's in second stint. I think where's his? This is what he goes on to say. It's my life. This football club is my life, and the players are not doing enough. It's like turning up and playing well for half a game, and then going in halftime and rah rah rah. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and then they go out there and churn that rubbish out. He says, "I'm not gonna have it." This is this is the part I found interesting, and maybe this kind of goes with the quotes from Amarin. I'm not doing anything different from what we did when we got promoted. Nothing. So therefore, it's got to be somewhere else. And I'm telling you now, them boys in there are letting me down, and I'm not having it. So he did say no character, just no character. So there, it's not pretty at Crawley. So I don't know if he's trying to light him up and get him fired up, but we'll see how it goes as the transfer window's open. They got 5 new players. Yeah, it just hasn't been good enough this year. So I feel for you when it comes, feel so bad for you that, Manchester United hasn't been winning and they haven't been in the top 4 in the Premier League. Crawley's been up and down for the last few years. They barely beat the drop 3 years ago. And 2 years ago, they were promoted. And last year, they got relegated out of League One. And this year, we're fighting for survival. So it's up and down. The joys of following your club in leagues that have promotion and relegation. And the pain. Joys and the pain.
Yeah, that's why I'm a Wrexham fan through and through. You know, they have yet to let me down. Ryan Reynolds, I mean, other than him not getting along with that one chick in that one movie, I
Him
mean, he
kind of
has
maybe being a jerk. It's all a
yeah,
facade. That nice guy thing might be a facade.
maybe who knows, but his team knows how to win, you know.
They
And
struggled. They struggled, but I looked them up the other day, and they're like in 10th. They've been playing well.
yep, good for the boys. Just kidding. I'm not a Wrexham fan at all. I just like to do that because it bugs you.
Hey, if you're looking for a new team, they might be in the Premier League. You can jump on that bandwagon.
I'll buy the kit. Absolutely. Maybe that's what it'll be. If Wrexham make it to the Premier League, I'll be a Wrexham fan instead of
There you
Man.
go.
There we go.
There you go. Um, so any more thoughts around the world of soccer? I think we kind of really nailed where we all are when it comes to Real Salt Lake. We just have to wait for the season to start and see what happens between now and the transfer window and see what coaches they bring, or if they bring in coaches, maybe Pablo can do it all by himself. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they'll just promote from inside again. It's like bringing up the academy kids, but they start doing it with the coaches. They're like, "All right, now English teacher Jimmy, you're coaching the defense this year. What kind of formation are you going to play, Jimmy?" Well, I was going to start with geometry and then work my way over to advanced calculus, and then
We
go from there.
we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and I blame the social studies teacher.
Maybe they'll just promote from within, man. That's what we're doing, right?
So it's gonna be an interesting
Uh,
season, no matter what. And just a reminder, join us February 21st at the break, 4760 South, 9th East in Murray. Should be a great night. At the break, watching RSL beat the guys from Canada to start the season.
yep,
The number 2 team last year.
gonna be a
Totally.
blast.
And remember, we can't thank you enough for listening. We've enjoyed doing this. We're not going anywhere. We're going to keep going, but it helps out us a lot if you would please smash the like button, comment, subscribe to wherever you get our podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Where else? All of our, and we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok and Twitter, X, whatever it is, Facebook. We're all over the place. So comment, like Brennan says, you can leave us good comments, or you can be hypercritical. Whatever. Brennan enjoys
Yeah,
that.
I enjoyed both of them.
Yeah, share your opinions. We'd love to hear from you.
And we will have for that giveaway, for the watch party, there will be giveaways. We will
What are we
have
giving away?
giveaways.
What are we giving away?
Don't know yet,
Ooh.
but reached out to the team and they're like, yeah, heck yeah. when it gets closer, let us know. We'll give you some stuff to give away. So we'll be giving stuff away. Might have some contests to see, maybe have some pick the who's gonna where RSL finishes and then follow along during the season. We've got some ideas. Should be a lot of fun. So join us on the 21st. Game starts at 5:30, so get there early if you want. Come and join us, and we will cheer on. It should be exciting. I guarantee. In fact, we'll guarantee a win. How about that?
Great.
Guarantee a win.
Optimistic.
Optimistic RSL, because of our watch party. We'll let them know. It's like, hey, you know what? You have to win because we're having a watch party. So yeah. Any other thoughts from my co-hosts before we exit this episode?
I think next time we do a Zoom podcast, you should have the laptop like almost in line with the camera, so that
I know I've been working on. I've been looking up.
The entire podcast, your eyes have been looking down like this the entire time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
too like hypercritical analysis as well.
Oh, you do? Oh, good.
Yeah, no,
That's
yeah,
what
no.
Your son does.
Dude, I totally love it. We all love it. Yeah.
Well, I'm a high performance athlete, baby.
I've been thinking about it the whole time. I've been trying to look up and look in the camera. There I am.
Yeah.
There I am. Can you see me?
Look at that. You look so much better when you do that too. Look at
Oh
that.
no, I gotta stick my
Yeah, way to go.
stick my neck out.
And next week I'll grow some hair. I'll look like Brennan. It'll be great. I'll have that hair.
Hey, just do a beard. We should just do the bearded gang. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tyler can't cut his beard until RSL wins 5 games in a row.
That would be incredible. Let's start it. 5 in a row? When was the last time RSL did 5 in a row?
It's been a minute.
Like,
did they win 5 in a row? They might have won 5 in a row in 24. I think they had a nice run there.
Oh wow. Oh, maybe it was 6 in a row. That's what it was.
Something like that.
The summer swing.
The long beard.
So lots to talk about as the season starts to get closer and closer. It feels like it's just been a really, really long off season, but that's what happens when you don't go far in the playoffs. But the season is just around the corner with players reporting and practice starting next week. They're reporting this Friday and practice next week, sounds like, and then off to Portugal.
Yep. So
yes, Tyler.
In case somebody doesn't report to camp.
What was that? Say again, you kind of cut out, didn't you?
Yeah, maybe Diogo doesn't report to camp, and then we're like, whoa, where's Diogo? He's already in Portugal, and we don't know, but we know, but we don't know, but we pretend we know, even though we don't really know,
Yeah, him and Amarim are hanging out right now.
Is he Portuguese too?
Yeah, he's a Portuguese guy.
Yeah.
All
Alrighty.
right.
Cool.
Things. Go ahead.
Cool.
All right. We will thank you for listening. Like I said, follow us on all social medias. Join us at the watch party, and we will see you next time.